What's good, y'all? This is your girl Divine Karma coming in with a reading special reading today. I send you peace, light, love, and harmony as I always do about this time. Why? Because Divine Karma loves you, baby. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm sitting at the park. I needed to get outside today and get some fresh air, and I'm just sitting here, people watching and things of that nature. All right. Make sure you are subscribed, comment, share, like, all that good jazz. I was one of those youngsters. I don't like to say kid. It ain't one of my words because if you look, the etymology of the word kid is a baby goat, and I ain't no baby goat. But I was one of those youngsters that I didn't fit in with nobody. I wasn't in the cool kid tribe. None of that. Well, cool child, cool crew. None of that. And a lot of y'all are like that. You wasn't made to be in. You wasn't made to fit in. And a lot of people are realizing that. You was not, that ain't what your journey was. You wasn't made to fit in. And that's why the harder you tried, the worse that it got. Transformation is the soul's evolution. You wasn't made to fit in. I truly believe, there's different different time frames for transformation. And when you in that, you know, age group of about maybe, 11, 12. Until you maybe for some and they, early 20s, 19, 18, you go through different transformations and you wasn't made to fit in. You wasn't made to fit in. You wasn't made to be like everybody else. Some of y'all, you finding out that you were a chosen one. That was a transformation in itself. You never could find, you just didn't. Stuff didn't make sense to you. Like some fashions didn't make sense to you. People pleasing didn't make sense to you. And the harder you try to fit in with everybody else, you wasn't made to fit in. You wasn't. And the harder you tried to, the more spirit pushed that transformation energy on you. I I was one. I was one. It's like you've been getting downloads and messages since you were, grade school or high school, and just in a consistent loop of transformation. And every time you tried to fit in, it was like a shock with a taser. It's like spirit, nope, you don't fit in. You were chosen one. You don't do that. You're set for greatness. You can't hang around these peasants that ain't going nowhere. Connection. Stay connected with others, nature, and the universe. That was the other thing. A lot of you, and I know for me, when I was younger, connecting to nature and being outside, especially in my, generation, being outside was everything. That's the other reason why you didn't fit in. Why a lot of you, why other children were, you know, doing whatever, you were sitting in the park somewhere by yourself. You was out hiking. And even for me, like I remember being like 13, 14, 15 years old, and I would go spend like a lot of my summer time with my cousins. And my aunt stayed in these apartments, but the apartments were on the backside of like a wooded forest kind of area and a lake. And all I remember is I loved going there because she would just let us go and we would go out in the woods with nothing. I'm talking about no nothing, no food, no water, that we just out in the woods, just roaming around all day. All our instructions was to be home before dark. Did not fit in with anyone. Because while I was out there roaming around in trees and looking at leaves and mushrooms and all of this, The Kool crew was, doing other stuff. Not to say I didn't go to parties, but it really wasn't. I was at the party, but wasn't at the party. If you know what I mean. I was at parties because I thought being at the parties would help me fit in. And a lot of y'all was like that. Well, if I go to these parties, I'll fit in. You were never meant to fit in, love. Never. The connection that you have with source, with nature, for some of y'all with animals. And when, it says with others, your connection with others was, there was this drive in you to help humanity. Even back then, wasn't made to fit in. You absolutely were not made to fit in. Love is everywhere. Open your heart to feel it. You even love different. You didn't fit in because your your purity, for lack of better words, when it came to love, you had that pure love that came from source, from God, Allah, Buddha, Yah, whoever source is from you. And that was me. And that's how I've always loved. Truly, purely, unconditionally. You didn't fit in because of most of the people, not just then, now too, don't move in that. There's always, there was a lot of maybe casual sex going around. People, you were always connected to source and always had that beautiful energy of pure love. The love that God gives you was what you wanted to give to humanity and wanted it back in return. That's why you didn't fit in. You was never going to fit in. Truth be told, I don't fit in now because of that reason. And I've had people call me spoiled in relationships, and I had to tell somebody it's not that I'm spoiled. I love like God will love, or Source will love, the Divine will love. That's how I love. I treat people how I want to be treated. That's how you were. That's why you never did fit in. Some of y'all, this ain't about when you didn't fit in at school. Some of y'all ain't fitting in right now, and these same reasons apply. Once you get that love for self and realize the love from spirit, you just you move different with people. You choose to see, and people say you naive. Sometimes, but a lot of times it's not that we naive, it's that we choose to see the good in everybody first, unless you show me different. Why? Because that's how God moves. Truth. This card that flew on the floor. You didn't fit in because you nurture. You cared. You had compassion. You nurture yourself. Some of y'all would be outside, and in my third eye, I can see somebody at like some children playing outside, and you see like a dead bird or a dead squirrel or something, a small animal on the ground, and you want to go pick it up and take it to somebody to help fix it. You would never fit in some of the generations that's coming up, having that type of energy. You nurtured people. And I'm picking up this energy even with nurturing people. When people even did you wrong or said things about you or called you weird and called you strange, you still didn't treat them any different. If you would see that person and they was going through something, or they needed some help with something, or they were somewhere crying in the bleachers or something like that, you would still, hey, you okay? You weren't meant to fit in. Because, newsflash, we live in a selfish society. We do. This matrix is selfish. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a time to be selfish. There's a time to just focus on self when you're trying to better yourself. But a lot of us didn't fit in growing up because we always looked out for somebody else, no matter who they were. I don't care what they look like. I don't care. A lot of us, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. A lot of us didn't even fit in school and things of that nature because we didn't know anything about race. As much as it happened to people, as much as we seen it on TV, it didn't matter. If you saw an animal, I don't care what it is, or a person, I don't care if they green. If you saw them and they needed help, they needed someone to talk to, you were there. You didn't care what color their skin was. You didn't care what their background was. You didn't care that they lived in the trailer park. You didn't care about any of that. So you didn't fit in. People would call you stupid. Why you helping them? Do you know they dirty? I don't know why I just heard like they dirty. They live in the trailer park. So what? So what? If the divine just dropped in right now, what do you think God would say? Do you think the divine would be like, "Oh, they dirty and don't help them"? This is the society that we live in. That's why we do not fit in with them people. We didn't then. But with this awakening that's coming on the planet, oh, people are turning to us now. People are going to turn to you now for help, for that nurturing, for that compassion, for all of these things. Turn to you now for love. Turn to you now for I need that connection. Turn to you now for, man, I'm going through my transformation. Can you help me? As we go into the age of Aquarius, we're going to be the cool ones. People are going to come to us for assistance. People are going to come to us to want help because the tables are about to be turned. We didn't fit in then. But how this fifth dimension we're barking upon, this age of Aquarius that's coming, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the opposite. They don't fit in. They're going to turn to us. And because of who we are, we're going to help humanity. Not to say we will be used or anything like that if somebody's mistreating us, but we will help humanity. That's why we didn't fit in then. But we do now. We are the chosen ones. And we're taking back over the planet. Why? Because it is the only way that this planet will get back on track. Wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. We never fit in because we were reading books while other people were doing silly stuff. Now, I did play sports in school. I actually hated school. The only reason I stayed in school was because I wanted to play sports. Most of you were reading books and studying things that other people were not reading and studying. A lot of you were doing, a lot of reflection. A lot of you would sit, sit and have conversations about, I don't know why I'm hearing this, but sit and have conversations about past lives and the universe and things of this nature. Wisdom. You had a divine wisdom about you even when you were young that people just could not understand, but they will because the time is coming where they're going to need our help, where literally the chosen ones, we're at the point now, we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. And everything we didn't get because we didn't fit in, anyway, you was mistreated. All of that is coming back full circle now. It's all coming back full circle now. Why? Because we're shifting. The planet is shifting. People are waking up. It's just how it is. So no, you weren't meant to fit in. And anybody that treated you wrong, did you wrong, all of that karma has to come back individually and as a collective on this planet. Do you think the divine is actually going to let people get away with treating the chosen ones any kind of way? Treating the people that actually live up to the religious, standards. I don't do religion, but the standards of, especially of treat your neighbor, treat your neighbor as you want to treat yourself, etc. Love thy neighbor as you love yourself. Treat people how you want to be treated. We didn't fit in because We've been living their life all along. Not to say we didn't make mistakes and, may have did some things to, I'm not saying that, but there's this energy of that we forgave ourselves when we didn't know any better. That's why we didn't fit in. That was instilling us. We've been living that path and that journey this whole time. So we never fit in until now. The guides and angels are going to seek us to walk hand in hand with them on this planet as we shift on this planet. And some people are going to join us, and some people are going to fall by the wayside. But we doing our part. I'm going to drop this off here because I'm just going to enjoy the park and the sunset and all of that good jazz. Y'all know the drill. I love you, and I love it when you love me back. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, peace.